Good afternoon, distinguished members of the university community, and of course, our invited guests. Please, we are about to kickstart this very important lecture in the annals of history of the faculty. If you are for this lecture, at this juncture, may I plead with you passionately to please be seated, because we are on the verge of kickstarting this lecture. If you are for this lecture and you are hearing my voice up there, I want to plead with you to please come in. And if you are within the ambit and the vicinity of the lecture, please let's be seated. Lecture in academic setting is solemn and sacred. It must be respected. As I won't kickstart this program as empowered by the organizer. If you are for this lecture, please let's be seated. Because already we have the Vice Chancellor who is being ably represented here, seated already. And I see other principal officers coming in. So that means that we are on the verge of starting the second lecture series of this faculty. Please, if you are coming in, please do so quickly. I see the registrar of the university coming in right now. Already seated is the representative of the Vice Chancellor and person of the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of strategy and development. He came here early enough, the person of Professor Tunde Ogunkunle. We also have his counterpart in charge of academic and innovation already seated, the person of Professor Dauja Araromi, and the Abinjito have just been joined by the registrar, Mrs. Olarike Olayinka, and of course, the university, the Olayinka Balogun, and of course, the university librarian, person of Dr. Mrs. Adefunke Sarah Epijua. Once we receive this much signals to commence this program, we shall start in earnest. But I want to plead with us to please be seated. Of course, history beckons this afternoon as we all gather here to witness the second lecture series of Faculty of Food and Consumer Sciences of the great Ladoke Akula University of Technology. And I want to acknowledge the fact that the thematic concern is very apt, particularly when you look at it from the perspective of the fact that food insecurity is the reason why we are having these skyrocketed prices of foodstuff, food crops, and what have you right now in the country. But I will not want to preempt the lecturer of today. I will just limit us to please fasten our seatbelt as the flight of this lecture will soon start. But let me, at this juncture, before we start the program, acknowledge our students who are here massively this afternoon. Greatest of the greatest Ladokites. I can't hear you. Are you not happy to be here? Greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest Ladokites. Greatest Gagaga. Greatest PDD. Greatest Kule. Ladokites are Kule. No Gagaga here. No PDD here. Thank you so much. This afternoon we shall be dissecting and digging beneath the surface. Food, the science, and the consumer, an integrated solution to food insecurity in Nigeria. That is what we shall be dissecting this afternoon. Please, if you are coming in, please make sure you do so quickly. I acknowledge the presence of this year, this year, even our employers, council members, faculty officers. Everybody here is very, very important. In due course, we are going to acknowledge you. But the fact is that we are happy to have you here early enough in the course of this program this afternoon. You are most welcome. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we are starting the second lecture series of this highly regarded faculty, and I want to please plead with us to please stand up as we sing the anthems, starting first and foremost with the national anthem, to be followed by the state and the university anthem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please let's be seated. Council members here seated. The Vice Chancellor and other representative principal officers, Dean of Faculty of SCINECES, Victories, and Faculty of Surgery, members of staff and students of Faculty of Sciences, these Victories and Faculty of Surgery, directors and heads of units, members of staff, students of university, and academic community in general, invited personalities, and guests in general, gentlemen of the press, permit me and this lecture, because of time factor, to say all other courses duly respected. On behalf of the organizer, I want to welcome you to the second lecture series of the Faculty of Food and Consumer Sciences, Laboratory and University of Technology and Housing. I think this is something around applause. We have the eminent drivers after God of these lectures already seated. And with the kind permission of the Vice Chancellor, I want to quickly invite the eminent personalities to this side of the auditorium this afternoon. First and foremost, we have with us, because we believe that he is being represented here this afternoon, the Vice Chancellor, and person of Professor Razak Olatunde Ronkali, who is being represented, ably represented, and I repeat, ably represented by no other person than the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategy and Development, Professor Tunde Olumide. Please give Professor Tunde Olumide a focus and applause. Let's take the applause. It's representing our amiable Vice Chancellor this afternoon. You are most welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. His chemistry, anywhere you see Professor Olumide, you see his amiable counterparts. They work by passion. They are inseparable. I'm talking of the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic and innovation, our own Professor Dauda Araroma. Please let's give one of our praise. That is to be seen our workplace the application of our culture. Please give them a round of applause for this here. This university is gender sensitive, and I have respect for the women folk because my mother is a woman and my wife is a woman. Anywhere you don't have women, I'm telling you, the progress will be stunted. Our registrar is a woman of substance, and and so also University of Nigeria. If you want to clap very well. The university registrar is in our midst this afternoon. She is Mrs. Olanike Olayinka. Please give her a round of applause. Please come to the apostle, please. And of course, we also have another mother in our business model. Impossible. And let me say this, there is a difference between Liberian and University of Nigeria. University have a lot of Liberians, but there is there can only be one University of Nigeria. The only one University in Nigeria for Lautech is also in our midst. Impossible of Dr. Mrs. Adekunke Sarah Idua. Please let's give her a round of applause. The person, Dr. Kennedy Olusegun Olatopo, is being represented here this afternoon by Mr. Ademola. Mr. Ademola. Please let's give him a round of applause. That's the man in Peru. As you have been as one is called the salary school. If you see his salary, that's the Peru man representing the most of the most. Of course, the host, so to say, and that's the Dean of Faculty of Food and Consumer Sciences, the person of Professor Emmanuel Akande. Please give me the Professor Emmanuel Akande. And of course, I want to invite our whole faculty lecturer for this second series, in person of Professor Abraham Oladele. Please sustain your applause. Because you are not going to do this and you are not going to waste your time, permit me to invite to this side of the auditorium the Dean of Postgraduate School, Impossible Professor Olatopo. Professor Olatopo was the Dean, sir. And of course, the Dean, Faculty of Agricultural Sciences, is person of Professor Azim Ige. Professor Azim Ige. Professor Azim Ige. The Dean, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Professor Frank Ibijua. The Dean Faculty of Law and Art Sciences, Professor Michael Olusore Alade. The Dean, Faculty of Management Sciences, Professor let me also invite COPD. May I also acknowledge the presence of the following eminent guests this afternoon. The majority leader of Oyo State House of Assembly, the person of the Honorable Sojo Adeboye, Senators, Honorable Sojo Adeboye, we are expecting him. Honorable PC, Honorable Michael, Chairman of House of Authority and Culture, okay, we are expecting him. Honorable George Ogunlade, Executive Chairman of National Local Government, Chairman there, we are expecting him. And of course, Honorable Timothy Oyedepo, Executive Chairman of National Local Government, they will join us because of the program. That is not just for ladies and gentlemen. I want to invite the Dean of Faculty of Food and Consumer Sciences, the person of Professor
I want to use this video or this component to welcome all of us on behalf of the University of London and under the watch of Anthony Vice all the people of Zambia present the Deputy Vice Chancellor. Two of them are here, standing for the Vice Chancellor. The provost, this, and all the interns of the government are all welcome. Also welcome the social presence and all our invited guests, especially our honorables. I believe they are on the way. As we have mentioned, so that we don't waste much time. All academic staff, all teaching and gentlemen, you are all welcome. This lecture become very important for so many reasons. If you look at what is happening in the environment now, especially in our continent here, food is one of the factors that is affecting virtually everybody. Either you are rich or you are poor, food is very, very important. And the part of this also part of the continent. So know that food is fundamental of life. As instead of anyone depend on food, so many activities, food is also essential. And no wonder the presence of life in the country has been generating a lot of agitations for the masses. And so if there is any lecture that's supposed to be heard to be publicized, I think food is supposed to be one of the important dimensions at the explore. We all know the status of the country and president, and knowledge of how the political amenity resource become very, very important and relevant. It was on this note that a lot of food and consumer sciences organizes and lectures, and important stakeholders are invited for practical approach, for rubbing minds together, not only attending lecture alone, but by partnering together with other teams in addressing food security problem, so that our community and environment can be well science and the consumers. This important duty has been on this job for a very long time, and as a professor, you know he has a lot of instruments to deliver to us, so that if taking consideration plus other stakeholders which are also on the way, we have a better environment to live. And so let us sit back and enjoy the fullness of the nature. And so on behalf of the public council of this Senate and this committee, you are all welcome aboard. Thank you very much.
Let's take the applause for the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, to declare this lecture open, I want to humbly invite the Vice Chancellor, Possible Professor who is being represented by the Deputy Chancellor, Strategy and Development, Professor Tunde Ogunle. Please, let's welcome. While this is coming, permit me to invite to this podium Professor Bola Adekunle, the Dean of Faculty of Computing and Informatics, and of course, Professor Oluwaseun Oladejo, the Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Please let's bring one of them. The registrar of the university, the deputy academics and innovation, then the registrar, the university librarian, the representative of the university board, the council members here present at the dean, the faculty of food and the guest lecturer today, all the deans of faculty in of postgraduate school, the eminent professors, head of the department, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the Institute University, Professor Rob Khalid, I stand before you to pass the message of congratulations to the Faculty of Food and Computer Science, who put together this all-important lecture. Also to congratulate our eminent professor, who is the guest lecturer today. I have also brought a message of commendation to the faculty for this week. The issue of food, we all agree very lightly. Food is very important to all living beings, whether animate or non-animate. We know that plants require food. We know that animals also require food. How much more are we human? I remember just back when I was in the university, I was undergoing a course in general studies. I was informed by a guy, my lecturer, that within 24 hours, an average human being will think about food for 22 hours. You may not be thinking about the
But because there are several connotations, we have spiritual, cultural, scientific connotations, and so on. So in one way or the other, an average human being will think about not necessarily 2 hours out of 24 hours. From what I've just mentioned now, you will all agree with me that these lectures are all important lectures. And I believe that the guest lecturer will just see this lecture, being an everyday scholar. And on the lecture, when I look at the name, the guest lecturer, Professor Omidebe, I know one of the most nutritious and continuous entities that we require as human beings today. So, this lecture could have been delivered by no other textbook than Professor Omidebe. Food security, very, very good. And we all agree with me that when we are talking about five of these security, you know about political security, you know about several other security. The food insecurity is one that wants even the king, and wants even the pauper, as rightly mentioned by the so we all ready to take every scholar who will rightly educate us about science, food, and the importance of consumers, with human. On this note, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the University, I declare the lecture open.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the grand lecture. Please let's sustain the applause for the presentation. Thank you, please take a seat. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I want to humbly invite Professor Chris Abani for the certificate.
The Vice Chancellor, sir, will be represented by Professor T.B. Okulik, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategy and Development. Permit me to split time on the established protocol in order to save time. I have of the Professor of Professors, an eminent person of his Bachelor of Science degree in biochemistry from the University of Ife, now called Obafemi Awolowo University. He also has and a degree in human nutrition at the prestigious Premier University, University of Ibadan, Oyo State. He started his academic career as a research assistant and research fellow with the Department of Human Nutrition, University of Ibadan. So don't despise the days of things of the day. After which he took an appointment as a lecturer at the Bendel State University, that is now known as Ambrose Ali University, Echo, and that's all from 1983. He has still had an uninterrupted academic career that allowed him to rise through the ranks until he became a professor in 2019. was a contribution to the development of the academic curriculum for the postgraduate diploma and master degree programs of this department. In Professor Olivia's quest for knowledge to impact the generation, not just within the nation and even beyond, he had the privilege to serve as a visiting scholar to the Department of Human Nutrition at Iowa State University, Iowa, as United States of America. He was also a lecturer at the Institute of Food, Nutrition and Human Sciences at the prestigious University of Zimbabwe, Harare, Zimbabwe. He has also worked as a professor at different universities, including Federal University of Technology, Akure, and Akure Adjacent University, Akura, Ondo State. Professor Olivia has served as external undergraduate and postgraduate examiners to several universities in Nigeria. He has also served in several teams of the National University Commission, that is NEC, for verification and administration of biochemistry, nutrition and dietetics programs, and other related programs. His research activities. Professor Olivia has published several findings on food and human nutrition and as well above 100 publications. The impact of micronutrients on oxidative stress in malaria, biochemical regulation of some misconception of Nigerian foods, human micronutrient status in HIV, and HIV measles morbidity. They were a part of many research he has undergone, just to mention a few. He recently completed research on nutrition and hormonal oxidative stress in pregnancy, with an important research into the role of antioxidant supplement in glucose tolerance and management of diabetes. In terms of domestic administrative services, Professor Olivia has contributed immensely and has served in several administrative capacities, which includes senior representative in some committees of the council, subdean of the faculty, director of foundation program, coordinator of postgraduate program, examination officer and member, exam monitoring committee, chairman faculty lectures / seminar committee, chairman university outreach committee. We have law, but just have to mention a few. He was the founding head of the Department of Human Nutrition and Dietetics at University in Roma. He is a fellow of the prestigious Nutrition Society of Nigeria, fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants, and fellow of the Strategic Institute for Natural Resources and Human Development, among several honors and awards from both faculties, departments, and students of several universities where he has worked. Was appointed a member of Edo State Government Food and Nutrition Committee and pioneer chairman of the Edo State branch of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria. It is an author of one of the very few books on human nutrition published by Nigerian authors and co-author of some others. It is today counted among the top 10 professors of human nutrition. Of the open school feeding program in Nigeria, of the Food Basket Foundation International, and subsequent advocacy visits to the presidency, auspices of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria. He has also presented us on food and nutrition security to several social and religious, media, and professional organizations. In terms of community service, he is not really lagging behind. He was a member of Council, General Secretary, Policy Secretary, Editor-in-Chief of Nigerian Journal of Nutrition Science. He is the initiator of the John Olivia Memorial Foundation, a project committed to reaching out to the hungry and underprivileged in the community. And I'm glad to comment that the Department of Nutrition and Dietetics have also participated in this program. He is an advocate for zero hunger and launched the Say to No Hunger program in 2021. As a career academic, Professor Nnedi has supervised hundreds of undergraduates and postgraduate students, and I'm happy to inform you that he is proud to have produced 12 full professors from Professor Nnedi also presented for social and religion education. He was the PRO and social secretary of Nigerian resident in Harare in Zimbabwe, president of the branch of Ẹgbẹ́ Ọmọ Yorùbá in Edo State, and member of the Great Effect Alumni Association. He's not the president, a national, a civil director, a soccer, and a lover of music. So we can expect the music after the former election. Professor Abraham Nnedi is married, and the marriage is blessed with children. Particularly, Mr. Vice Chancellor staff, to present to you a veteran professor, an area scholar, a political writer,
the other vice chancellor, the other principal officers, deans, members of the council, members of the Senate, HOD directors, distinguished colleagues, members of the press, distinguished great laureates. Great laureates. Let me allow I want to begin by dedicating this lecture to no other person than Mr. myself. Dedicate this lecture to this woman who is representing all women. Because when you talk of food, the security of food supply and nutrition in this country lies in the country. Women who sell food on the street, the operator of the workers, the operator of the restaurants, right from the ages. In the kitchen, at home, and outside. These women dedicate this
distance projector slide here.
I was on the head to work out of heaven. Where they anthropologically and theologically, that it was perception that actually existed and would have been a subtropical Africa. I tend to believe that it is possible that the area of the tropical African region, because this is where you have adequate and excess rainfall. You have everything you need to support massive production. The place is enriched with natural resources, subterranean space. We have men and women who are hard work. And that brings to mind, is it not impossible that the Garden of Eden could also have been synonymous to the womb of African women? The child is protected, faith, right from the womb of the womb. First 6 months of life, the same child is fed on the two breasts of the womb. And subsequently, the cooking of food, the procurement, the allocation of the household is also the first. Fetus is protected and provided for adequately. In fact, I was made to understand that in period of pregnancy, the feeding of the fetus takes priority over the birth of the womb. My biochemistry, when the system is pressed to the point of starvation, the flesh of the human dissolves. The process of gluconeogenesis to feed the fetus. The child must suffer. That was the plan. And so there's no living that exists without food. That's the plan. Look around you. You see a plant, it's food. So the issue of life, what you no one knows. Why the topic is so important to us today? I want to thank the Vice Chancellor and his money for giving me the opportunity to be the land editor university for this time. I want to thank him for giving me the opportunity to address my own people on issues that touch life, existence. It's not just life, quality of life, and definition of personality of mankind. It goes around the food, quality of the food, availability of food, and sustenance of food supply. Very one of so your nation. There are so many factors. But when you remove the hunger, others action. It takes well-fed man to solve the other problems. Or humility and water. Our population cost as human being is made of substances extracted plants around and your animals, broken down and reassembled, giving this geometric dimension, figurative expression in life. Without, I have 40 minutes, I will try debt growth, wealth, poverty issues. And that is typical of Nigeria. Rich country, but possibly in some other respects. We are going to, because of this lecture, I will quickly take us through the various expressions created by the institution in Nigeria. I will take us through the fighting efforts successive governments have been making to make sure that we are all secure. And then we ask our question, ourselves the question, why are we where we are today? Why the government? Why the government? Has God not done his own part? Are the scientists not doing their own part? Are the consumers not eating what they are supposed to eat? Or they refuse what they are given to eat, or they can't find what they are supposed to eat? There are suggestions for the way we do so. Well, in terms of population, we are the most populous country. So we are born with giants. But we know that intelligence is not a function of the size of the skull. Equality, in 2020, population amounted to 270. That's huge. Intelligently, 227 million intelligent, hard work. People are not lazy, people are desirous to work. Why food security? There are so many forms of security. In this context of today's lecture, we're going to concentrate on food security. The term food security was first defined in terms of food supply. So at that point, the FAO was looking at quantity of food available in the world market with respect to stability of the prices. However, subsequently, the concept of food security was adopted by the World Food Security in 1986 and more explicitly defined as when all and all types have physical and economic access sufficient, safe, and nutritious. Not just that, such food must meet their dietary and preferences for activity and fairly life. That forms the basis and the template for our quest for food security. Hence, food security embraces the availability, multiple accessibility, utilization, and stability. Stability in this context is consistent resource, but the stability also. The consistently available, accessible, and available for utilization. This refers to the economic, social, and physical access to healthy food by all people at all times. Healthy covers security as a global concept. Food security has become a major policy issue in many countries with the increase in food prices worldwide. It's not just that, food is a weapon. It's also a weapon. In this environment, when you are small, they assess your qualification to marry by the quality of the food you produce. If your father is lazy, your sons find it difficult to get a wife. So it's a social strength to be hard work. Why when the parents say they do not give their daughters to the lazy, or even to the family of the lazy grandpa? It is because they want to be sure that their daughter is food secure. They want to establish food security. They are not asking for house, because commonly they will give you a house, you and your wife, you go and stay. It's not clothing. Just because it's well fed, all of that follow. I don't want to go into the consequences of starvation, but we get to what we see. The time for security, as I said, I've already, and the one for security also the benefits. Now the question is, do we have enough quantities and qualities? I think that's a question for all of us today. I'm not in the lecture room, so I'm not teaching anybody. This presentation as well considered as a program. Where all of us will say, what exactly is wrong? And I will give you reasons why that question is. As we continue, we have the agricultural branch. We're endowed with abundant resources that are necessary for the development of agriculture. We have an agrarian economy dominated by small-scale farmers who, until now, 1960, were independent. We went through the war, but at the same time, farmers came to the wars, used largely fragmented land to cultivate the crops where is very, very important. We can pay down on that, but the problem is what sustains security. In advanced countries, few people farm. Very few people farm. But because of the age of technology, mass produce. In our own case, very few. I've traveled from here to there. I've seen large acreage in the farmland. Maybe because of technological experience. In the south, we have big forests. We have a lot of populated area. We have rocks underlying the house. It's more expensive to back such areas. You go there, you see large acreage farm. You see irrigation schemes working. Coming to that. Why should we have irrigation working while it's very free? Even the potential to do that at the domestic level, we ignore it. But every little drop of rain makes it into an ocean. Crop production. Nigeria has 70.7 million hectares of agriculture land. Maize, cassava, become young maize, and rice. As for cassava, Nigeria produced 7 million tons in 2017, making it the world's largest producer of cassava. From what I saw in the promotion within the short term, I'm sure cassava cultivation should have been much more diverse. So everybody has gone to the farm, even myself. Nigeria's rice production rose from 3.7 million metric tons in 2017 to 4.0 million metric tons in 2018. However, only 57% of the 6.7 million metric tons of rice was locally produced in 2019. leading to a deficit of about 3 million metric tons. Of course, this was made up with those imported small animal production. With respect to livestock, the ecology in the northern part of the country makes it famous for livestock. Small ruminants are mostly rare in farm families across the country, with about 78 million goats, about 3.3 million sheep, and 18.4 million cattle. In addition to small and large ruminants, poultry population across the country stands at 1.8 million poultry, with the coastline of 83 kilometers and over 14 million hectares of inland waters. Total fish production per year is close to 1 million metric tons from aquaculture and 758 million fisheries. Nigeria is the largest fish consumer in Africa and among the largest fish consumers in the world, with about 3.2 million metric tons of fish consumed. I wonder whether so many families are small response. Rather, how manage to survive up to now. Now, having highlighted this, at least from technical point of view, decades, we are trying to calculate the production that is using baskets. And no basket are supposed which is not going to me, production is absolutely irrespective of this, why up to 36, who is very well for the population? The agricultural system practice, if this was the population is suffering, even suffering. Northern Nigeria was captured Syria and policies. The eastern Nigeria was for cultivation of goods of stem tubers and Midwest and western Nigeria was also for tubers and but several other things that are safe. However, Nigeria's ranking global food security index has continued to increase since 2018. Ranked 86 among 107 countries with 33 over 100 score and reached a disturbing rank of 94, 48 over 100 score among 150 countries. Being behind Ethiopia and Kenya. That's according to Global Food Index ranked Nigeria as the 8th head for insecure nations from 105 countries. Nigeria's hunger score 2023 just last year was 28.3, placing it 109th out of 125 countries. Global hunger. We are just down. This is 102. So we can say that between 2022 and 2023, so government said that we are correct. According to October 2025 report, nearly 25 million Nigerians are at risk of facing hunger between June and August. The figure was projected to estimated 17 million people currently at risk of insecurity. Out of these 17 million who are reportedly experiencing 3 million were in the crisis region of the states, Labor, Adamawa, Kogi, and about 6 of the 17 million were children and families. Now, it's like the location of the according to the United Nations Office of Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, the situation report as at November 2023 shows that nearly 25 million were August last year. And the same figure ammunition analysis of food insecurity projected that we face high level of security by the end of last year. Of course, it has not been problem. I will try to not label food security status because we have so many agencies that are working the same way to assess our welfare in terms of security. However, the latest food security report by the Nigerian Economic Summit from out of several consultative boards to assess foreign challenges and rally the collective capacity of stakeholders to act ahead has made several suggestions, including enhancing market competition and transparent pricing, effective institutional coordination, local homegrown policies, and enhancing the role of other players, expanding the role of academic research in solving medium and long-term challenges in agricultural development and food security, engagement with regional schools, maximizing existing agricultural tools, improving security, especially in remote communities and farmers. So, the Federation needs to sustain its commitment, the agriculture and food security targets, national and long-term development. In September 2000, the World Health System adopted the Millennium Declaration, confirming their countries to achieving the Millennium Development Goals. A set of 8 targets to address the many dimensions of extreme poverty, from income poverty, hunger, and health to education, environment, and health. The central region is the NPV, which aims at eradicating poverty. The Millennium Declaration of September 2000, adopted by 189 member states of the United Nations, renewed the vigor of global communities of global living conditions worldwide. The very first Millennium Development Goal to halve by 2050 the proportion of people living in extreme poverty and suffering. Sustainable Development Goal 2 emphasized zero hunger. Stated responsible contribution to reduction. To focus on sustainable food systems, the United Nations in September 2021 organized the first food system summit. The heads of various international organizations have expressed their view about food security. One of them is UN Humanitarian Coordinator and is described the situation as such. I have spoken with children who describe going for days without eating more. Mothers who say their children go to their hunger. Families struggling to feed their families as they are gone for months. There are UNICEF funding representative, this has been complete. They emphasize the need for action. She said, quote, every child deserves proper nutrition. It's not merely a responsibility, but a moral duty of governments and the global community to ensure these rights of health. Well, why is it a global concern? The global people say, Sierra Leone, you didn't do anything. By the time you start sleeping in the night, you too will not sleep. Nigeria is surrounded by the rural countries. So, if we cannot feed ourselves, we are very poor. If we are poorer, we feed on us. That's the truth.
The causes of food insecurity in Nigeria, so many people apply. Some of them even predict what would have been the causes. One of them is lack of enthusiasm for local products. And that causes of food. We are not, I'm a scientist. Every innovation is written with criticism, not for skepticism. When you discover it, it's normal. People start, let's see, is it correct? Is it possible? Is it going to work? It's normal. But in this case, something happened to Nigerian consumers. Something happened to consumers that aggravated whatever ecological and political challenges this country was facing and is still facing. Although we are declining local food production, aggravated by importation of cheaper exotic goods. Of course, when you have money, you buy. Why should you go and waste it? All of us are seated. You conduct an interview now. Me, a survey. Nobody will want a child to go to the farm. Because the farm was meant for great grandfathers who are poor people, who are not learned, so on and so forth. So, there will be different in food production. In our own case, there are different categories. In our own case, the elites we will prefer imported exotic when we have money to buy it. We don't know whether the actions we are claiming to be passing through is a lesson for us to take the second look at where we are coming from. The wealth of oil change the status and take favor of products. So children born into athletes, why should we go to farm and buy? Don't forget, the key things in food security, one of them is accessibility, availability, but there's one need, that is affordability. It can be available, accessible, maybe to the farming community. But we will know in every society there are some who are not engaged in agricultural food, and they will always be. Now, how do they source them? Why do they not have the purchasing power? That's the issue. So, we have the purchasing power of the people as well. Of course, the high level of food security in Nigeria can be attributed to several, has been attributed to several others. Smallholding farming, gender inequality, policy summer schools, conflicts and civil insecurity, climate change and natural disasters. We can keep on counting. And we have emerging challenges. NIMET is trying. I want to publicly acknowledge the role of NIMET, Nigerian Meteorological, what do you call it? We call them NIMET. Yeah. They are the ones predicting whether it will rain or not. From my short stay in the US, there are stations, television stations dedicated to weather forecast. And it was because of farmers. So our farmers will go into suggestions later. The NIMET is telling this year we will see the change in pattern from here. August breakout was normally 1 week. Went into 6 weeks, no rain. Those who did not listen to the NIMET or follow the scientific information, they were caught in the trap. We invested so much in cultivation of land planting and so on, only to find out that everything was wrong. So that is another area, communication of scientific and making Nigerians to be more scientific in terms of their embarkment of businesses, especially agriculture, that relies on unpredictable ecological factors. There is a disconnection between the federal and state governments in the adoption and implementation of food and nutrition policies. I happen to be the chairman of the Edo State Food and Nutrition. I happen to be a member of the Edo State Food and Security, Food and Nutrition Committee, in which case were mandated, we have a national food and nutrition policy document, but it has to be domesticated at the state level and at the local government level. The truth of the matter, and let's be frank with ourselves, at the federal level, the document is perfect. As typical of Nigerians, we are not direct yet documentation or policy information. But when you pass it down to the state, and the government says, no, I don't have money for something. So how do you expect the grassroots to benefit from such policy? Even when there's a backup, there's money backing it up. So where that in this country, there's a gap between the federal policy and the grassroots. We hope with the attempt to restore power, autonomy to local government. I think we can ask them all questions, but I think the gap is too wide. We have tried it even in this country, and we saw the difference from what we are experiencing now. There is a need for the flow, the strategy, connecting the local government, the federal, and the state government on issues that borders on food. Because food is like the level falling down, to fall down on everybody. So it shouldn't be an issue to you. Food security should not be politicized. Has the government of Nigeria done anything for food security? We need to ask ourselves. Immediately after the post-war era, General government, the recognition of severe food inadequacy arising from the Nigerian Civil War embarked on massive importation of rice as an immediate palliative measure. I agree, we are just coming to the war. But palliative should be an intervention. It should be a permanent characteristic of the country that is still with their food security. Don't keep on giving me fish to eat, but teach me also how to fish. I want to say something at this point. We are making, I was in Zimbabwe, and the late President Robert Mugabe stood up one day and told the British government, come, this donor syndrome must stop. We want to be empowered so that we can sustain ourselves. So many Nigerians are operating in GO and whatever now, based on partners. Foreign partners who are donating to us. When you keep on feeding on donations, you can never go on. Whoever is feeding you is your God. So we might be making, in science we have two errors. Classical errors. Error one, say what is right is wrong. And error two is to take what is wrong as right. When you take your friends as your enemies, it's a classical error. And when you take your enemies as your friends, it's another one. To what extent should we go to realize that those people feeding the us with their excesses are only doing so because they are making profit out of it? From what I know, in little international relations, food is a weapon. You donate food to a country that is your friend. If a country is not in good bilateral relationship with another country, you can hardly get any good. But the donor is not a friend. The donor donates in the expectation that it's either to sustain an interest or to create a platform for an interest. I'm not too oblivious of the fact that people are aware of this. There are several programs and policies that the Nigerian government has embarked on, successive government has put in place to ensure that we have enough food and enough to go. The emergence of civilian administration in 1999 brought in other initiatives, some of which I listed. Adama project, root and tuber expansion programs, and all these are tailored towards ensuring that we have adequate food supply. Well, as a nutritionist, why food security is determined by food availability, stability of food supply, and access to food, all of it in turn influence the amount of food consumed. The nutritional status of an individual is determined substantially by the interaction between these factors and the health and sanitation practices. They are not stopping me. Poor purchasing power leads to the consumers to food substitution in favor of cheaper, lower quality, and often higher calorie density and attendant malnutrition. When the purchasing power is low, people go for cheaper, often lower quality foods, and often higher calorie density foods. Subsequently, the tendency towards malnutrition. Attaining food security for Nigeria, the food SCINECES. We have discussed the availability of food as THECONSUMERS. We have discussed accessibility. We have discussed utilization, the pattern in which the body makes use. There are food items that are not of value so much. Example is everybody relishes eat so much, but the nutrition value is very low. Because it was a structural protein. It's meant to cover the body, it's not performing any internal function. To be food secure, I think I've mentioned this. All the four components of the food security of this continuously are sustained at all times. Food, the science and consumers, and integrated solution to food security. The food production rate of agriculture, which is the science or practice of farming, including cultivation of soil for the growing crops, rearing of animals to provide food, wool, and other products. To achieve this, there are dedicated universities. We have federal universities of agriculture, dedicated and established research and production. We have dedicated research institutes, very many, some of them as old as independent. We have dedicated research institutes, at least several of them. We have river basin development authorities that government pump huge amounts of money into, all to make sure that we have the question, what are the outcomes? Well, we have rains. If you look at it, it's not the waste actually. We have improved the varieties of tubers. For sweet potato, we have 9 varieties in the market. For cassava, we have 51 varieties developed by this. And we have Irish potato, diaspora, that's Ghana, we have 26 varieties. Of course, they are in abundance. Now, the varieties also. Now, what is science is not your physical what is and concept of development depending on the area of specialization, scientists are to develop ways to process the cell packages and stop according to production and government specifications. Sorry. Food technology. Food technology is the application of selection, preservation, processing, packaging, distribution, and use of seed. Is Nigeria the world of this? Let me at this point say that before the advent of the whites from the south and Arabs from the north, we have been involved in good science. We have been involved in good technology. And when you read what is involved, you will see it. It is true, preservation is difficult, but we have been preserving some. We have a reward as a preserved form of yam. For vegetable, we have lulu, we have another, we have several leaves, we have even dried tomato, we have dried pepper. These are modes of preserving them to cross the hungry season and make sure that this thing. But we have fish, small fish, dry fish, we have all of them. This technology has sustained us to allow food available across the year. Now, what can I say? The consumer, food scientists in test teaching across the globe are helping consumers make thoughtful decisions on what to consume. They assess the demands of their target market and help make a particular food earlier, tasty, or more satisfying by using just the right ingredients to meet consumer needs and desires. The consumer, of course, we have a lot to say about the consumer today. Let me quickly look at this. This is a Nigerian scenario. Consumption pattern is changing. We now discover from our own research, little research recently, that even the grain, the staple food, is losing its focus. We can keep on talking. These are elderly Nigerians. You find out that 20%, 26% don't consume exotic food like rice, like oats, and like noodles. But when you go to the younger generation, it's a different pattern. You now find shifting. They are more committed to consuming exotic and the local food. Let me quickly, at this point, go to my suggestions. In the light, I've given you a scenario of the circumstances and the status of food security. My suggestions and conclusions. I'm sorry, please, just give me 5 minutes, please. Yeah, with me. The lecture coming at 12, definitely it's at the point where your calorie level is down. You don't introduce hard concepts this kind of time. But please, just bear with your peace and you bear with you. To solve the present food crisis in Nigeria, I want to suggest a critical appraisal of the present food system. The appraisal of the traditional food system and domestication of the modern scientific information without throwing away the water. The food system represents a contrast to the notion of agriculture, food production, and consumption as a simple linear chain from farm to the table. From my research and observations for more than 3 decades in the academics and interaction with professional colleagues and other Nigerians, I want to make the following observation. There is a need for agricultural mapping of the country to agricultural zones, with each zone optimizing the ecological activity of food production. The emphasis should be shifted from encouraging farmers to go for food crops that can be, should be shifted to encouraging farmers to go for food crops that can be sustainably cultivated in their locality. For the purpose of manpower development, the state and federal government should consider immediate evaluation of the philosophy and mandate of the various agricultural institutes, universities, and agro-SCINECES. The self-sustenance policies of the government is driving many of these institutions away from their primary mandates. Incidentally, I think some universities of agriculture are now introducing medicine. Then you ask yourself, what is your primary mandate? Why introducing medicine? But that is what is happening now. In order to cope with the financial challenge. Each research institute should be made to make public their output in line with the food and nutrition security goals of the nation. We need a specific time frame. No more academic rhetoric, but visible achievement in terms of the upscaling of the existing food problem, food technology, and consumer education. In breeding new cultivars, attention should be paid to the organoleptic and rheologic properties that drive the acceptance and traditional household application of the crops. People in Ogbomoso, I stopped over at the restaurant park, and when I look at the garri they produce, it's chaff. Whereas when you come from Delta Edo to the east, when you see their garri, it's starchy. The reason is that the early maturing ones have and higher fibers than the starch. But when you look at the household application of garri, it relies on starch. It is the starch that gives it that west feel. When you mold, you experience it. So when you are breeding, consider the rheologic properties of the food. If not, it will not be acceptable to the household. Like when they try it once and they will say it's not sweet. This one is not, it's bad. So what we observe now is that the garri you can smoke or drink. But when it comes to the bag, compare with the one they produce there, you can see the difference. So that one takes a longer time to mature, but it has a very high starch content. Compare with the one they produce. So the breeders are achieving their goal of early maturing, but when it comes to the quality of it, as applied by our own traditional cuisine into our own, it's not our own. So, with time, to suffer economic negligence. Nigerian foods are part of the identity of Nigerians, as it is for other nations. Our foods are identity. Even if you go to Canada, once you see Amala, you know that yes, it should be from Nigeria. And it's our own evolutionary, it's a scientific product of our scientific evolution, which has to be sustained and improved upon instead of being jettisoned. I was in Ogbomoso a few years ago and somebody said that I want to eat wheat, and I said, what is wheat? They said I should go to Sabo. They are now making wheat in form of amala. The wheat that you don't produce, you import, and then you are now using it to make amala to replace the thing that your ecological environment can support. I think they are getting so many things wrong. That's on the part of I can go into this. They have been working for years on Nigerian foods. They have a lot to work. They have. But our people, consumers are either not aware of it, or they just deliberately. In our attempt to say we are now modernizing, and then you are thinking what you need to sustain yourself. More documentation on Nigerian food. I wish our government representatives, we need to invest more. We have a faculty of food and consumer science. That food is food science. The consumers are not just cooking, but we are also looking at health nutrition. Hence, we have nutrition and dietetics. But I want to assure you from my state, we have some facilities here that are not being utilized. But we have so many that we also need to purchase to complement what we have to make it function. You cannot do mineral analysis without digestion. You cannot. So you need this space. very sure, I want to say this publicly, that I've had occasions to interact with Vice Chancellor when he was absent, and he promised that something good will happen to that faculty. We are talking about today. Agreement is well funded. In fact, they are going to another place now bigger. But between the agreement and the consumers, there are so many, there are no strengthening them. There will be a gap between the production and the consumers. So there's a need to strengthen that gap, and that is the problem we are having now. If the food, nutrition and consumer science is strengthened, then they will be able to bridge the gap and translate the production into healthy consumption, either through education, either through innovation, either through development of new food products, either promotion of the existing ones, elucidating their values, health values, which we don't have. The exotic foods are able to replace our development because they have information of what they are marketing. We don't have enough. This kind of establishment that can give us this information. Finally, food security is an innate characteristic of the African culture, which must be revived. That is the main goal of the food, the scientists, and the foods. I strongly recommend that Africa should learn to look for its own resources to solve the basic problems of food and nutrition. This I strongly support the context of the competitive classes. Thank you very much for listening.
Please let's sustain the applause for Professor Ibra Oladele Onimide, a professor who successfully produced 10 professors. Baba is loaded, but the time is not enough for him to upload. He's really loaded. It's not easy to be a faculty lecturer. It's not easy to be a professor. Not to even be a professor that produced 10 professors please. Give him a hand of applause. The time is not enough for Baba. It's just that we have other things to do too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. He took us to the classroom again. Even myself, I've been very interested. Please give Baba a round of applause once again. He was so comfortable with the lecture. And I want to know you present this before the UNO. You present this before UNO one day, sir. Thank you so much, sir. The Vice Chancellor, Principal Officer CSC, Deans and Directors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our time is fast spent. But please permit me to quickly acknowledge these two eminent personalities in our midst. We have with us a council member and of course the Dean of Faculty of Environmental Sciences, and person of Professor Mrs. Olumide. I've also been told that we also have in our midst as well the Director of Academic Planning, Professor Bolanle High Charles Akiwande. At this juncture, I think we are brought the content of this program. Let me please I used to the back of the day. Please, may I humbly invite the Deputy Dean of the faculty for a formal presentation of gifts for the faculty lecturer. Deputy Dean, please let's everywhere, locomotive. Please, let's give a round of applause for him.
The Vice Chancellors, all other protocol duly observed. I will call on the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Araromi, to kindly present the award of honor to our eminent professor, Professor Araromi. Let's begin today. Thank you.
Yomi, I close the slide here. And she listen. Please come forward. Please come forward.
I want to invite for the book of Christ the Deputy Dean, Professor Mrs. Adela, Professor Oluyemisi Adela. Let's give her.
It is my distinct pleasure and honor to deliver the vote of thanks for today's faculty lecture. On behalf of the Dean, Professor E.A. Akonde, all heads of department, and all faculty members, I extend our deepest gratitude to everyone who contributed to make this event a success. First and foremost, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our very own esteemed speaker, Professor Abraham Olalere Onimide, for sharing such an insightful and enriching lecture. Your expertise on the topic of today, which is food, the science and consumers, an integrated solution to food insecurity in Nigeria, has not only enlightened us, but also sparked curiosity and critical thinking. The depth of your knowledge and your engaging delivery has undoubtedly made a lasting impact on everyone present today. We are truly privileged to have had the opportunity to learn. I would also like to thank our Vice Chancellor, ably represented by Professor J. Ogumule, for your leadership and unwavering support in organizing this event. Your dedication to advancing academic excellence within the university is inspiring And today's lecture is a testament to that commitment. We also give a special thanks to all our principal officers present, the directors, the deans, head of departments, and everyone present today. A special thanks goes to our esteemed guest of honors. We learned to welcome them from the Honorable Timothy Oyekunle, the Honorable George Olulade, the Honorable Bisi Oluranti Michael, and Honorable Sonjo Adedoye. Thank you for coming. A special thanks to the organizing committee and the supporting staff who have worked tirelessly behind the scene to ensure that today's event runs smoothly. Planning to execution, your efforts are deeply appreciated. Without your hard work and attention to details, today's lecture would not have been the success that it is today. To the faculty members, the students, and all attendees, thank you for your active participation and engagement. It is your enthusiasm and commitment to learning that made this event meaningful and inspiring. Lastly, I extend our gratitude to the university administration for their continued support in fostering an environment where such academic exchange and intellectual discussion can thrive. Once again, thank you to everyone who made this event possible. We look forward to more of such enriching sessions in the future. Do have a wonderful day. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor Mrs. Oluyale. This lecture, please let's give a round of applause.
The academics and innovation, the representative of the Governing Council, principal officers, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Rom Kadinu, I declare this lecture closed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please let me quickly announce that after this lecture, there's going to be group photographs at the entrance of this auditorium, particularly for eminent personalities on this side of the auditorium. Right now, we'll take the anthems in reverse order. First, Lautech anthem, Oyo State anthem, then the anthem. Thank you all for coming.